Hey guys, today's class is a short wall sequence. This is something that I have been teaching for almost 20 years. This is one of the best sequences to do when your back, your hips, and your spine are just really, really tight. And you just need a little relaxation as well. So the only thing that you need is comfortable clothes, and you can do this in your pajamas if you'd like, and a wall. So you need a wall space that is at least the width of how wide you can straddle your legs. So you just want to make sure that you have a wall space that there's no furniture. Other than that, truthfully, you don't need anything. So this is not the best one to really film. It's a little weird from this angle, but we're going to give it a whirl anyway. So we're going to come on down, have a seat, and you're going to come and sit all the way up to the side of the wall. Right, again, so I have my yoga mat here. You don't need your yoga mat unless you want to. Okay, so you're going to bring one hip all the way to the side of the wall. However you can, you're going to just lean yourself to the floor and swing your legs up the wall. And again, you don't have to get to the wall the same way I am. However you can get there is totally fine. Okay, so you're going to take yourself to the wall, and you're going to use the legs and the elbows to help you essentially sit on the wall. Okay, you're just going to begin to relax your arms by your sides. Bring your gaze up, and we're just going to begin to flex your feet. All right, so you want to make sure that your butt is all the way up against the wall, that the hips are relaxing down, right? Shoulders are soft, spine is lengthening. Right, so this is called legs up a wall pose. Right? This is a wonderful stress relaxation pose, right? So it reduces your stress because it's an inversion, right? But it's one of the most user-friendly inversions. Right, so if you need to rest at any point, you can always come back to this. And with your breathing, just make sure that you have nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Right, lengthening the legs up. If you find at any point that your toes start to go numb, bend your knees and just come out of it. You can even roll to one side and come back up. And again, sometimes people find with having the legs up for too long, just based on their own circulation, that happens. So again, come out of it anytime you need to. Right, so from here, we're going to begin to very slowly open your legs to as wide of a comfortable straddle as you can. Okay, so one thing that's important is that your straddle is even, right? So look to your heels and see if your right side is moving the same as the left. Is the left moving the same as the right? Right, we all have that one side that's more flexible. So if you do, don't force your non-flexible side to meet your flexible side, right? Back off your flexible side to even out the legs. Okay, because believe it or not, if you back off that flexible side and give that non-flexible side a chance to work, it will. And over time, you will find greater range of motion. Okay, so again, you're just holding a supine straddle. Right, this is a great stretch for the inner thighs. It's a great stretch for the hips, for the glutes. Right, if it bothers the insides of your knees at all, again, lessen your straddle. Right, you can always bend your knees a little bit if you need to. And just beginning to just allow the body to just relax. Just breathing deeply. And again, if I'm holding anything too long for you, just release. Now, using the hands to help, we're going to take the hands to the outsides of the upper legs. Flex the feet a little more, and then slowly begin to drag the legs back together. And then just point and flex your toes a little bit. Then we'll reflex the feet. And we're going to take just your left leg, right? Open the arms out to the sides like a letter T and begin to slide your left leg down towards the left. Right, so this is a half straddle, which we're going to take into a twist. If this is enough for you, hang out right here. If you cannot easily get that left leg to the floor, you can always put a book or a yoga block or a blanket or a pillow underneath the leg to catch the leg. And then again, keeping the arms extended, we're going to take that right foot and very slowly slide that right leg down the wall and moving that right leg towards the left. Now the legs don't have to touch, right? Because again, you're sitting into the wall, so that's going to give you support, right? And coming into a spinal twist, right? So this is a twist through the belly, right? So again, it's great for the lower spine, it's great for the hips, it's great for the glutes, it's great for the hamstrings, right? So whether or not you walk or you cycle or you run or you lift weights or you do CrossFit or whatever it is you might do, right, this sequence is wonderful. Now keeping that belly pulling in and gently press into the wall. Take a big deep breath and slowly lift that right leg up. You can use your hand if you need to. We'll lift the left leg up. Right, now as you twist, you'll find that you're going to move away from the wall a little bit. So you might just notice that you kind of have to scoot yourself flat. I know we often joke when we do this in class that we wish we had handles to the wall that we can just easily pop our bottoms to the wall. Right, so we're going to go to that right side. So very, very slowly beginning to slide that right leg down the wall. And again, staying here. Or we'll begin to take that left foot down the wall. And again, you're going just as far as you can. Right, take a pillow between your thighs if you need it. Keeping the sitting bones pressing into the wall. And relaxing your shoulders. You might find as you breathe that you will start to move a little bit more. Again, that's totally normal. If you don't, that's fine too. As you begin your next inhale, slowly begin to take that left leg up. Then begin to release that right leg up. You can wiggle yourself, flow that to the wall if you need to, and just point and flex the feet again. Now the next part of this sequence is what's called a wall pigeon. Okay, so there's a lot of different variations depending on the health of your knees and the health of your hips. So your first variation is to take your right leg, you're going to bend your knee and just begin to cross your ankle, that right ankle above your left ankle or your shin. And you want to think about pressing the outside of the knee towards the wall. Now, if this is enough for you, great, right? Hang out right here. You can always start to bend your left knee, but just keep that right shin where it is. Again, just be cautious of the knees and your hips. Okay? If you're okay, we're going to begin to take your right ankle above your left knee, okay? Flexing that right foot so that way the knee is supported. Okay? Again, staying right here, or we'll begin to slide that left foot down the wall as much as you can. Right? So here you're going to notice you're getting into your hamstring, you're getting into your glutes, you're getting into your piriformis, right? You're getting into the IT band, you're getting into the quadricep. Right? Hamstring might be talking to you a lot. And if you start to lower and it's painful at all, right, just re-stretch up that leg. Okay? Again, if you want to press that foot down, you can. You'll notice the farther down that left foot, the more you're going to roll up. Again, that's fine as long as you're comfortable. Right? We all have different degrees of motion. Right? So as long as you're finding the good stretch for you, really that's what we're looking for. If you find that as you're doing this, you're surprised at how tight you are, you need to do this sequence. And this is one that you can do every single day.
and it's just good for you. Now, very, very slowly, wherever you are, we'll begin to re-stretch up your left leg, release your right leg, and then again, just point and flex your feet. Okay, so you might notice here as you point and flex the feet that right leg might seem a little bit longer. That's just because you're stretched, okay, which shows you how much compression you really can hold in your body. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to take that left ankle and cross it over the right shin. Again, checking in with your knee, make sure it's okay. If you're fine, crossing that left ankle above the right. And again, you can start to slide that right foot down the wall a little bit. You can begin to slide it down a little more. And again, just work with your sides as independent. Don't worry about what you did on the right side. It's not important. Right? You want to meet the left side where it is. Make sure that you're moving your body safely for how the right side moves and for how the left side moves. Because they're going to move differently based on any injuries, right? Any traumas to your body. Right? All of that has a really big effect on how we move. And our body is really, really smart. It will hold on to stuff if we allow it to. And taking one more nice big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. And just beginning to slide that right leg up the wall, releasing the left, and pointing and flexing your feet. This is one last little part of this sequence, which is a wall-bound angle. So with that, again, we want to make sure that we're nice and flat to the wall. We're going to begin to bring the bottoms of your feet together. Okay? So if you are pretty far away from the wall with this, then I want you to really think about just taking the pinky toe sides of your feet and pressing them into the wall. Don't worry about trying to get the bottoms of your feet together. Right? If this is easy for your hips, right, then bring the bottoms of your feet together and see if you can think about the outside of the knees moving towards the wall. Now, they're not going to touch the wall. Don't worry about that. That's not important. Right? So you're going to start with making a diamond shape. Okay? And then if you're able to, you're going to start to slide your heels down towards your pubic bone however you can. Right? So the goal is to keep the back of the knees, the outside of the knees, towards the wall. So we're opening the hips. Again, that's not going to touch, right? But we just want to make sure that we're not trying to slide the legs down and then that we kind of get in a crunched position, right? So this is about opening up your hips. So however your hips move, that's what's important. And again, we're looking to bring balance into the hips. So if you have that one side that's moving more or moving easier, right, lift it up a little bit. Make sure that your non-dominant side is super, super happy and very comfortable. You know, we don't want to overstretch. Right? A lot of times people think, well, if I just pull and stretch a little deeper, it's going to release. It's actually the opposite is true. The more you try to force, the more damage you're actually going to do. Right? Practice these things, and over time, and with some patience, that's how you'll find release. And patience is the hard part. Practicing and being consistent. For most people, that's the hard part. Okay. Now, very, very slowly pull the belly in. We'll begin to slowly turn the knees in towards one another. And just stretch your legs up the wall one more time. Okay, and then just bend both knees. And you can use the elbows and the feet against the wall just to kind of wiggle yourself away from the wall. And once you've cleared the wall enough, I'm just going to begin to let your body roll all the way onto one side. Use your hands to help. And then we're going to come on up and have a seat. So I hope that this helps. This is one of my favorite go-to sequences. I've taught it
thousands of times over the years. I think it's incredibly helpful. And I've seen people in chronic pain who practice this several times a week become pain-free. So I hope that this helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you soon. Namaste.